Well, hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop and this episode of Dr. Diagnostics / Shed Shop Update. In this video, we're going to be doing some diagnostics work on a stihl ms210. This is for a neighbor named Terry, and basically I ran into Terry at the Husqvarna dealer in town, and their lead times for 2-strokes is like 6 months right now. And so I was there, and they kindly passed the business off to me. And that happens with more than one Husqvarna, Echo, and stihl dealer in my immediate areas and surrounding areas. Several of them know I'm here, and I take the work they don't want, can't take, etc., etc. And I'm happy to do that because I'm not out to compete with them. I figure if the work doesn't naturally come by word of mouth and by me being nice to my neighbors, well, then I guess I don't deserve a successful business here. So anyways, Terry has had a new carburetor put on this, and I actually believe that was done at one of the dealers. I don't recollect when, but he took it in to have it serviced. Was having issues with it bogging in wood. The carburetor was replaced, and it had the same issues. And so he kind of got frustrated, I think, and set it aside, is what I understood. But is trying to figure out what's wrong with it. And so because it has a new carburetor and it still bogs, he says it might just be that it's not getting tuned in right, but we don't know. And so I'm gonna basically quickly do a pressure test on his carburetor, check his fuel filter, check some other things that might be the standard causes of a bog in wood, like the salt is running too rich, maybe his inlet needle is not seated properly, maybe he just has a faulty carburetor, maybe it literally does need tuned, maybe there's a spark screen that's plugged up. We're gonna check those things and find out what's wrong with this salt. But first, for my current subscribers, I have an update for you, and if it's your first time here, thanks. Please like the video, comment down below what you think of the content, and be sure to hit the bell notification so you get to see this crazy guy and all the content he's going to put on the internet of various things. Traffic stops where I've been falsely imprisoned. I've had to shut down the cops, honoring my constitutional rights out in public, that I have the right to say what the fuck I want, neighbor. Trademarked. Don't fuck with me. Redneck patents. You know what that is, neighbors. You know what a redneck patent is. You know what a redneck trademark is. Y'all should look that shit up. Anyway, so basically, Graceland called me today, and it was an interesting conversation, but I'm not going to get too much into it. I ended up on the phone with neighbor Stephanie, and basically, my building is ready, and they wanted me to take delivery as early as basically tomorrow. And because Rogers Group Corey did me dirty, and basically sold me either really chitty 3/4 rock, number 57, or it's crusher run. Because it's like no more than 3/4 sized rocks and mostly fines. And so I have found another company that is not associated with them. Their price is higher, especially given I have to have them deliver from much further away. And so Matthews has had to charge $500 nearly to a credit card to get a load of rock, because it's not economical to buy only a few tons. It's 2/3 of the price of an entire load, so it's kind of silly. So I need all that gravel in the future for my driveway, hopefully, if I succeed anyways. And so basically that has happened, and so the rock is coming tomorrow, and then neighbor Keith is going to come out with his little John Deere tractor and try and help me spread and level as best I can, and then hopefully Grumpy Unk will help me lay out the blocks. I've thrown out my back, but I have no choice. I have to go out there and lug cap blocks and put them on the ground, and then hopefully neighbor Blake across the street and his dad will have time before the building comes to come out with their grading equipment, their survey equipment, or whatever they have there. They have the nice fancy DeWalt laser, and I can hopefully get all my bricks perfectly level with a laser, and that would be fantastically amazing. I'm trying to get the distance of what my runners are exactly, because though it's a 14-foot wide building, that's eave to eave, that's not the base of the building. And so even though I know my runners are 8 inches in from the outside and there's 35 inches between them, that doesn't help me calculate where to set my bricks up, and I want them set up and string lined. And you guys like my curly messy hair. This is the phase of growing out my hair that I can't stand because of this reason. That's why the sunglasses are trying to hold it back. But anyways, that being said, back on track. Sorry, neighbors. One moment. If you're new here, Chainsaw Redeemer doesn't edit a lot of shit out. He's sharing his battles and struggles of life with you. And one of them is a brain injury that causes me to lose track. And I just have to pause and get the thought back. But sometimes I don't like to do it because I know it means more editing for me. And so instead, I just, you watch or don't watch. Let's see, where are we at? Bricks, rock, Keith, Corey did me dirty. Leveling it out, survey equipment, bricks laid out. And that being said, I want them to be able to come out and drop my building on my bricks. I want to level it right. I don't want my building doing this over the years because there's not bricks close enough to the center, because they're not equally spaced out, because they're not underneath all runners. I want them under all 4 runners, 2 foot spaced apart. Initially, I was going to drop the building right on this gravel foundation, but I don't have the right equipment to compact it enough. It will compact very well on its own, but I don't want to put the building directly on it in case I have to level in the future. That's why I went ahead and got the cap blocks, because it's not 3/4 rock, number 57, like it was supposed to be. And so unfortunately, I'm not allowed to directly drop the building on crusher run gravel, which makes no sense because it compacts better. But anyways, that being said, neighbors, so I've went to the doctor today. I've seen the orthopedic spine surgeon and received some bad news. I have a lot of health issues, neighbors. I would disclose I have osteoarthritis, scoliosis, degenerative disc disease, fibromyalgia, and a clinical diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis. I was run over in August of 2014, and my body is badly damaged. Severe nerve damage in the right arm. It doesn't work properly. Severe nerve damage in my hands. My neck is all messed up. I have broken my back in 2 different spots, more than once. I've broken my shoulders, AC separations, all kinds of stuff, but all of that leading up to my arthritis has gotten so bad in my neck and my degenerative disc disease that basically, although the doctor said I'm not quite bone on bone, I'm almost there. Basically, my entire cervical of my neck from here up, neighbors, all my discs are almost completely gone. And so all they want to do is go in and block my pain, and I'm like, yes, okay, I'll accept, because that's what you're going to do. But I'm like, Chick, go in there and do a balloon, okay? Fix the problem instead of trying and cover it up with nerve-blocking shots. I won't do the pain pills. You guys should know why. I used to be a drug addict, and so I have no desire to be on narcotics. If I had to have a surgery or something, and I had my uncle administering my medication, I might, in desperate need. But other than that, I don't want to subject myself to the risk of that trap again, of the drugs, neighbors. I just have no desire to be in that life or go down that road again. I suffer a lot of pain, and some days it is a struggle. I'm like, shit, maybe I could just take a pain pill just today. Maybe I'll go to the walk-in clinic and tell them how bad I hurt and get some Vicodin. No, I know anytime I do go anywhere to a medical facility, I have to blatantly tell them up front, I don't want narcotics, and here's why. I like to make it very, very, very like red flag to any doctors I see. Don't give this guy drugs. He likes them too much. Anyway, so you have to know. You have to know if you're weak. If you're not strong enough to say, if you don't make that clear and the doctor writes you a prescription for Vicodin, you might be driving home and shit, oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't. And once that happens, you have set yourself up for potential catastrophic failure. You know, I don't believe in the, my name is Matthew and I am a drug addict. No, I used to be a drug addict. I'm not no more. And I have no desire to be that way anymore. But I have a naturally addictive personality. I get easily addicted to people that are nice. I get easily addicted to TV shows that I like. I get easily addicted to foods that I like. You know, anything that makes life easier, I become attached to very easily. And so, that being said, that is part of why I'm in so much pain, and it has been basically shutting me down way more than I can cope with, because I'm so far behind. But that is the reality. And so the hope that at least, even though the problem might not get fixed, again, I can do the same thing they tried to do last time, but this time without narcotics. This time they're literally going in and burning my nerves, and it's supposed to last like 6 to 8 months or something each time. And so we'll start there. Okay, so hopefully within a couple of months down the road, I'll have had the first injection or whatever, etc. They got to schedule the MRI for my neck first, so my insurance will cover the nerve burning. I forget what he called it. Ablation. He wants me to work toward ablation, and that first requires nerve blocking shots. Basically, it's I don't quite know what it is, but he is aware of my history, and he understands I don't want anything narcotic or opioid based. So that being said, is there anything else you guys need to know right now? Well, no, I painted a muffler orange, and I baked it, and it turned green, which was weird, so I'm repainting it, and I'm going to see if it will bake on the saw. My final coat right here where it turned green, I think because I have a toaster oven, it was a little bit too close to the top. But I'm going to try that for my 575. This is a gutted muffler. The guy did a very crude job, but I have an extra muffler, and so I thought, you know what, since I have an extra one, then I'm going to open up and do right anyways and practice with my new welder. When the new building is here now, I can set up my welder inside, even though I'm not setting the building up. It's going to take me like 6 months to get everything right and insulate it and everything else. But we'll see what that looks like on the 575. If anybody needs a chainsaw parts, Meteor products, 2 hands, firewood, something, anything where the Chainsaw Redeemer can make an honest wage, let me know. smallengeredemption@gmail.com. That is the other thing. I think what I'll go ahead and do, neighbors, I'm trying really hard. Many people have suggested it. It's just difficult for me because I don't like handouts. But I suppose it's not a handout. I asked for support from my neighbors. Just to lift me up. I've asked my local neighbors for help with 2 hands from the church, and I don't get it. But I'm going to go ahead and link down below for you my PayPal and my Cash App. If you want to help the Shed Shop succeed, a disabled American that is not asking for a handout. He's saying if you want to help him try and do it right instead of collecting money from the government, and you want to donate to the cause of this channel, and there's going to be some other things on this channel, First Amendment auditing and everything else, and I might start a separate channel with that as well. But I would like to go ahead and be humble. People make gifts without me asking, and so I would like to extend. Many people have asked me, how can I donate to your channel, or how can I become a member? Well, we're not monetized yet, so I can't have a store yet. I have all kinds of plans for t-shirts, and that's the thing. I've got some great merch ideas, and so if you guys want to donate to help us come to that level, that would be amazing. And then listen, if you're on my channel and you're low income, and you see a piece of merch you like, don't take advantage. I know some people will. That's okay. But those that are more fortunate and donate, I'll keep a certain amount set aside for when I have low income customer neighbors. When this channel becomes monetized, I say when, because I want to stay positive and confident, but accept the reality that it might not. I have lots of great merch, and I want to bring it at a good price. But if you're somebody that can't afford it, okay, you contact me privately, okay, smallengeredemption@gmail.com, or my phone number 346-263-1077. My phone's always crazy because I give my number out on the internet, but I don't care. It's okay. I like it. Sometimes I'll have to set it aside because I'm a human being that needs my peace and my shalom on occasion, and I don't want to lose it because I become an asshole. But at the same time, you guys can contact me, chainsaw or non-chainsaw related, anytime you want, just as your neighbor. You need somebody to talk to, whatever. You want to bitch about your husband, your wife, your brother, sister, neighbor, uncle, whoever, fine. Just tell me that's what you're doing. Right, neighbor Stephanie at Graceland? We had a very rough start to our conversation today, but I think it ironed out very well in the end. We came to an understanding that, okay, we both feel unheard, and that's what I was trying to express. Listen, I hear your feelings. Don't think I'm ignoring you and calling you names. I hear that you feel that way. Thanks for sharing. Now that you've shared, let's move forward. We both had to be able to express, and it was hard because we don't know each other. We're strangers. And I'm frustrated about my life and everything that's going on, and she's just had the call passed to her because somebody doesn't like that I have a right to say what the fuck I want, neighbor. Yes, they're a private business, but I'm not inside their business, and so they can't hang up on me because of their feelings. And I had to make that very clear. I gave many chances before threat of suit for violating my constitutional rights, but we got to iron it out. And that's what I like the most. Conversation, communication, keep the lines open. I hate when people hang up and everything else, even if somebody's yelling whatever. Sometimes we just have to let them get it the fuck out. And then say, okay, here's how I feel about all that shit you just said. Okay, and then you got to shut the fuck up and let them talk. But we have to say, I can respect your feelings, but I always try to make it clear on the phone and stuff. Listen, this is my vocabulary. I just use these adjectives to express my emphasis, emotion, feeling, and most of the time it's in positive conversation. I say fuck. You know, understand the origins of the word and everything else. It's not a vulgar sexual act to me. It's sometimes I say fuck you, yes, but if I'm just saying that's fucking awesome, I'm saying that's extremely awesome, that's radically awesome, that's incredibly awesome, that's totally awesome. That's what it means. Okay, neighbors? I don't care what new definitions are put on it now. I know what it means here for me, that word. That being said, sorry, neighbor Terry, welcome to the Shed Shop. This is how crazy I am, but Amy was being honest. I will take care of your 210. I will be thorough. I will do good work, and I won't do you dirty. Okay? She told me as I walked out the door after you left, Terry, don't you dare do him dirty. She was joking, but it was because I just had Bo port wine. Accused me of doing him dirty on his stihl 028. That's all over my damn channel, and I have more footage on it coming. He flooded his damn saw and then accused me of doing him dirty. He miscommunicated shit and then accused me of doing him dirty. I miscommunicated a little bit, yes, but I offered to more than make it right. More than make it right, because he felt unfairly treated, and he just wanted to threaten my life, threaten my business, threaten you guys, threaten your stuff in my shed shop. That includes you, Terry. He screamed at me right before you came in the store on the phone, and Amy heard it all. Okay, anyways, that being said, thank you very much, neighbor Amy and neighbor Brian, for trying to help my life be successful so that I can get out of this moldy, dilapidated trailer and fix it and not get any more sick and afford doctors and whatnots. And same with my neighbors over at the Stihl dealer and all my neighbors that donate parts, Dammit Bobby and Mike Honcho and Rob Weaver, and donations of tools, Keith, Adam Hayes for buying stuff, subscriber neighbor Adam Hayes out in Texas, waiting on your washer still, neighbor. UPS sent it all the way across the country again, or USPS again, and now it's coming back. It went all the way to my city and then disappeared again. I've had that happen to 2 or 3 products just in the last 3 weeks. Anyways, let's see. I think that's it, neighbors. We ought to better get hell to work. I think the reality is I hurt so bad. Just keep talking because I don't want to stand up and get to work. So that being said, I'm a glove up and I'm gonna turn you down to the bench vice, neighbors. Here is the Stihl ms210, neighbors. Okay. I lied to you, just like Bo would say. I gotta look up the law. He's a public servant, and he threatened me as a public servant. So yeah, actually, I can say his last name without threat of lawsuit. Well, threat of lawsuit, but without losing a lawsuit, because he says I violated his rights or harassed him or defamed his character. No, I just gave the facts of the situation. It's all on record. Okay, so I do believe he had said he put fresh fuel in this, but I think the history was that it did sit with some old fuel, or sit an extended time with fuel in it before. But I don't recollect the full story. I didn't get a chance to talk to Terry for very long because it was the end of the day and everything. So we'll just go ahead and get his carb and fuel line pressure tested here. Appears to be holding. I don't see any apparent leak down. We'll just wait a couple more seconds here. Yeah, I think we're okay there. Okay. So, go ahead and put this back in. I mean, it looks a little dirty, but it's always hard to tell on these things because the fuel changes the color of the filter. That one to me looks a little old though. We'll give it a whirl, and then if we don't find any other factors that should cause bogging in the cut after we've done everything else, then we'll go ahead and change that. But we don't want to charge our neighbor for a $6 filter if we don't have to. So the next thing we want to do is we'll go ahead and look at the condition of his air filter, which should be new, I think. Yeah, it's kind of dirty. That should be replaced, or soaked and cleaned in ultrasonic at best. Yeah, that's really restricted. I mean, I know kind of an idea of how much I can blow through a new one of these. So that needs replaced. The good thing is he's got a 250, so I can give him a 210. The 025s, the aftermarkets won't fit. Just so you guys, neighbors, so you know, there's no stihl 025 aftermarket filter that will fit without your cover being jacked up, lifted up like this, and misaligned and everything else. The 250, the aftermarkets fit. The 025s, they do not, just so you know. Okay, so that definitely should be replaced. But I don't think it's bad enough that it's the cause of his issue. And so he did say it is a new carburetor, as I said. So what we're going to do is I just kind of want to take this air filter housing off and take a look at the carburetor and see if it's OEM, verify that it's OEM. So sorry, neighbors, I always put everything out in front of me that I'm going to need. There it is, see? And then I can't find it. And that's a lot of the problem of me talking so much, is I'm talking to fill time, because I don't want to edit. Because it takes forever with my shitty internet and my shitty computers and everything else. Damn. I can tell you these were tight as hell, I know that much. Yeah, those are really tight. Okay. Okay, it is a Zama carburetor. We have, let's see, do we have high and low adjustment? I think we do, but the regular stihl tool doesn't fit in this one, if I recollect, all the way down. Oh, somebody has drilled the hole, it looks like. No, it just has been crushed, I guess. No hole through. So there we go. We have no way to adjust our, there it is. It's gonna be difficult. There it is. Okay, so let's see where our carb's at. Quarter, half, 3/4. Okay, a little over 3/4 out. So we'll go back to that. Quarter, half, 3/4. I'm gonna go ahead and go to 1. Okay, and then let's check where our high is at. This has a restrictor on it, and that could be part of its problem too. Okay, so quarter, half, 3/4, 1. I do think that high was probably really rich. That's probably his problem. 1 1/4, 1 1/2. Wow, 1 3/4, 2. Oh my goodness, am I on the screw? Yes, I am. Yeah, we're 2 1/8 turns out on our high jet. I'm most certainly, we're gonna go cut with this saw now. I'm most certain that's probably a large part of the problem there, and his air filter is going to be needing replaced. But let's check the spark plug while we're here. I really could do a vac pressure test, but I got to pull all that stuff off still. And if I don't have to do all that work, neighbors, based on trusting my judgment, then I'm not going to. Why would I charge my neighbor all that money? That's not necessary. We like to be honest. Man, the mechanics I'm getting to know, I think, are all AutoZone. Autolite. Huh. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Rich, look how black that is. We want a nice tan color. Look how black that is, and look how loose and rich it is. Say that it's like a nice black smooth liquid. That's too rich. Okay, I don't know what brand this must be. A Chinese Autolite, Autolite. Anybody ever heard of that? I have to look that spark plug up, but I thought he said he's had this at a stihl dealer, so I wonder if he put that plug in or they did. So we'll try it. And then basically, I'm gonna fire the saw up. I don't know if the chain needs sharpened or not. I haven't looked at it. Cannot recollect. I know it looks like I'm wrenching this like crazy, you guys. I am disabled, plus my back is out right now. And that's the hard part of going out and cutting with my neighbor's saw right now. I might not be able to. But with his jet being out that far, that is really, really rich for a 210, in my opinion, at least to my knowledge. I mean, 2 1/8 turns out on the high jet. Our low jet was about right, but I could see why it would bog. I'm wondering where that was tuned at. I think, out of curiosity, I might. Oh, you know what, neighbors? Should we put an air filter in? He 100% needs a new one, but I'm gonna put a used, or I'm gonna put a aftermarket test filter on there for now, and then let him decide whether he wants aftermarket or OEM. And so basically, you guys, the problem with these on the 025 is this hits your cover. This cover is rounded. Okay, so it fits in there. I don't know about the 210s. We'll find out. Look, I was trying to do this way backwards, you guys. Sorry, in a lot of pain. I'm distracted about my building coming. His tank vent looks, I mean, I'm looking at it. It doesn't even look like it's had dust in it. Yeah, I can blow through it. I can feel the pressure going into the tank. There's a lot of discussion and debate about these being two-way. I don't necessarily see them being a two-way vent. The newer ones, yes, are a little more of a two-way vent, but I don't think it's required to be this fancy. Oh, shoot. That's terrible. I don't have my dog in here for help. Okay, this is going to take me forever, neighbors. I don't have my grabber. I don't have my magnet stick. Okay, this is what the chainsaw redeemer has to do. Whew. Sorry, guys. Okay, what are we at? 26 minutes. My videos are way too long, always. That's why YouTube doesn't like me. They want to shut down my freedom of speech and restrict my videos just because they have fuck in the title, but then other videos that say fuck 100 times in them aren't restricted at all. No age restriction. Okay. These are a little bit tough to fit because they are aftermarket sometimes, but they are cheaper. Not by much, but for me, buying in bulk, they're cheaper. But I use OEMs most of the time. I just had a bunch of aftermarkets I've given a ton away because I was building a bunch of 025s and they didn't fit. And then all of a sudden, I put it on my neighbor's 250 as a test filter. Yeah, see, they're hard to fit in. Sometimes you have to shave them a little bit. It's just that bottom part is always, that last little corner is difficult to get in. Okay, so just like that. Okay, this back on so we don't lose it. Okay, we didn't take nothing else off. That's his scabbard. There's his old filter. Here is his cover. Let's see if it fits with the aftermarket filter. It does, because as I said, it's the newer style. All right, so basically, neighbors, I think I will do a quick cut with this, but I'm gonna go ahead and end that video here. I need to catch my breath, and then we'll go outside and we'll just do a couple of cuts, hopefully, and see what it's doing, and then I'll let my neighbor know where we're at, and he can decide if he wants to leave it here until I get time to cut with it again, or wants to pick it up if it performs well. And then we'll go from there, neighbors. So until next time, be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. I'm sharing some of the shit that goes on in my life and some of my character flaws in hopes that some of us get better at the way we treat one another and the way we communicate. It's okay to treat each other chitty sometimes. That's not okay. It's okay to what? That's not the right way to word that. What am I trying to say here? It's okay if your chitty life is the result of you treating somebody chitty, as long as you acknowledge to them it's not right to do that. Say you're sorry. If they treat you shitty back, it's not right for them to treat you shitty just because you're treating them shitty. Everybody just needs to say sorry, and if we start there, then there'll be less shittiness. I promise you guys. Okay, so be kind to your neighbor and love your fucking neighbor, and stop suppressing our rights to say what we want, and stop getting so offended by words, neighbors. I love you guys, even though I suck at it.